Ambulance emergency.
Exactly what's happening.
My husband is not recognised.
Is he breathing normally? Cardiac arrest.
Every 15 seconds, somewhere in Australia, someone calls an ambulance.
What's wrong with me? That's what we're trying to work out.
1, 2, 3.
I've yet to see anyone ring 000 because everything's going well in their life.
Paramedics, our most trusted profession.
First baby, keep breathing, don't hold your breath.
Helping the weak.
1, 2, 3.
Repairing the damage. Saving lives.
Confirmed cardiac arrest.
Throughout Australia, 500 new students begin paramedic training every year.
If you haven't got a sense of humour, you've got 8 weeks to develop one.
They begin with intense medical training.
Hey mate, I'm Blake, I'm from the ambulance service, can you hear me?
Hoping they've got what it takes to make it on the front line. Out in the field, we follow trainee paramedics fresh out of college.
Talk me through this, mate.
Yeah, you're right, mate. What's the story, Brian?
That's enough.
Jason.
The conversation is finished.
You see everyone. You really see everyone.
One into the few stitches. I can do that.
They'll soon discover whether they're made of the right stuff.
Sometimes you go home and you don't stop thinking about it for days. That's the job.
I'm addicted to this universal feeling called life. At Australia's largest paramedic college, it's graduation day for Class 222. Among them is 24-year-old John Williams, embarking on a brand new career.
John, well done, mate. Welcome aboard.
When I finished year 12, started working in a gym and then moved on to sales before ended up working at a tyre shop. I've kind of floated around the last few years. Now that I've been accepted into the ambulance, I really think I've found where I'm supposed to be.
Just days later, he's on duty in central Sydney as a trainee paramedic.
The biggest challenge for new probation is this fear or uncertainty about what they're about to face. And is there going to be blood and guts and gore and screaming and disaster all around, you know? And I think for some of them, they're terrified that that might actually be a reality.
Ambulance emergency, what suburb are we coming to?
Some questions while I organise the ambulance to help.
Sydney 559, I've got a cardiac arrest for you, Blaxland Road, Eastern.
We're on the way.
Organise the ambulance.
The ambulance is on the way, sir. Not a problem.
1 copy, thanks.
John's first mentor is senior paramedic Jordan Emery.
6441, I have a 1B for you, unconscious in Alpha mode.
25-year-old female, unconscious and breathing.
She's not fever, trouble rousing her glucose. She's got a very high fever and her family says she's difficult to rouse or to wake up. So the things we want to be wary about is a life-threatening infection that can lead to a state called sepsis or septic shock.
Inside, 25-year-old student Shuan has been suffering a high fever for 4 days. Access is so restricted, Shuan is carried on a collapsible stretcher. An intensive care paramedic has been called in to help.
She's as flat as flat when you set her up.
Sorry? Yeah. Flat as, pale, diaphoretic. When we found her, she was really, really unwell. Her heart rate was very fast, her breathing rate was very fast. She also had a very high fever, so her fever was greater than 42 degrees Celsius.
36 degrees is normal. At 42 degrees, there's serious risk of multiple organ failure.
She was really very sick and needed to be at hospital as quickly as possible. So, John?
Well, she'll probably need another bag of fluids. She's pretty flat there, mate.
Yeah, no worries. Johnny, I want you to bag so I can get another bag of fluids up.
You want me to bag?
There's respiratory at the moment.
Sorry?
There's respiratory. Not good. Okay.
She really was not far off a very rapid deterioration and quite likely death.
Siobhan, we need to kick this on your face, okay?
Oxygen will help stabilise Siobhan if John can keep the mask on.
You're all right, sweetheart. You're okay.
At such a high temperature, Siobhan is likely to be hallucinating.
Keep your head down for me, okay?
What's the category for these?
Mate, it'll be put her as an 8-2, so an urgent other. No worries, mate.
Just departing now.
No worries, mate. She's very, very agitated now.
Yeah.
441, we have a 25-year-old female with fevers, very septic shock.
She was throwing her arms around in the car quite a bit. I was thinking at the time, like, how much force can I really use on her without hurting her? It was just a matter of trying to hold her down and hold her arms and hold the mask on her face, and she was easily getting away from me, but by the end it was just going to be better to let her go because it was just adding more stress to the situation.
2441, all other cameras stand by and let's urgent passing code 3.
Alright, so what's our O2 do?
It just keeps coming off.
That's alright, that's alright.
Just turning into the ambulance bay now, guys.
When we first got in there, I didn't really know what was really going on. I haven't seen that before, so I was stumped as to where to go from there, so I was really relying on Jordan's lead for that one.
You should be proud of yourself, it was good, you know. Like, it's a really tough gig trying to manage like a patient that's really aggro and trying to keep them calm and protect them and also treat them like you run out of hands, you know. So, like, you did really well. There's only so much you can do and you were great. Let's roll.
Doctors quickly established Siobhan was suffering advanced meningitis. Left untreated, she could have died within hours. Across Sydney, another trainee paramedic is on her very first shift. 24-year-old Jenna Howell gave up her job as a vet assistant to become an AMBO.
Oh, hi, Jenna. How are you?
Hi.
Cleone, your training officer. Congratulations. Welcome to Tregear.
This is my first day on shift, so I'm a little bit nervous, a little bit excited, and just hoping that everything goes well. Hopefully, you know, me and Cleone will be good friends and we'll have fun working together.
The first week or so, it's very, very daunting as a trainee. It's a huge, big learning curve for Jenna. She hasn't got a medical background. Her background is working with animals.
An hour into her very first shift, Jenna is called to a cardiac arrest.
I was a bit of a tomboy growing up. I like to play with trucks instead of Barbie dolls and things like that.
It's code 2. You just need to confirm, yeah.
Don't kill me on my first day. As for adrenaline junkie, I play roller derby. That's pretty full on adrenaline for you. I guess you do have to be a little bit tough, both physically and mentally as well, being able to handle the things that we're going to see out there. I mean, that is a fear that a patient's going to pass away on me. I think that's probably one of the biggest things that I have with this job.
Now you can just say copy, confirm code 2.
326, confirm code 2.
Other paramedics are already on site. Jenna and Cleone will back up.
I'll get you to do the compressions, and while you're doing them, watch what goes on around you. People will be short and sharp. Get this, do this, get that.
I mean, in situations like this, just bang, tell me what to do.
Yep.
The 88-year-old man collapsed on his way to a doctor's appointment. On her very first shift, Jenna takes over. It's the first time a human life rests in her hands.
Yeah, Jenna, just stop for 2 secs. Righto, go.
26, 27, 28, 29, 30.
Can you open that, Andrew?
An 88-year-old man has collapsed on the way to the doctor. He is clinically dead.
26, 27, 28, 29, 30.
Now, the man's life rests in Jenna's hands.
Andrew, do you want to get atropine organised?
You just keep doing chest compression.
Okay. I'm pushing on his chest and, you know, I can feel the sternum moving and the skin stretching, and you can just feel everything under your hands because your hands are so sensitive.
Hey, adrenaline's going in.
For 7 minutes, the team continue compressions. Finally, the man responds.
After we got an output on him, I could actually feel his heart, pumping on the bottom of my hand. Just quite a bizarre feeling.
With vital signs back, he can be rushed to hospital.
1, 2, 3.
At the time, I wasn't thinking too much. I was just kind of in there, do it, get it done, that's my job kind of thing. I guess I won't think about it till later tonight and go, oh my God, I can't believe I did that. But yeah, it was good.
But tinged with the euphoria is the bitter reality of the man's condition.
He's breathing at the moment and his heart's beating, but still not looking really good, okay? He's still quite unwell.
It's a lot different than, what you learn in school. But out in the real world now, big kids now.
On the other side of the city, 50 brand new recruits are starting the same journey Jenna began 2 months earlier. It's their chance to join Australia's most trusted profession.
What you've done is not necessarily choose a career, but in fact you've chosen a lifestyle. It's going to be hard, it's going to be tough. If you haven't got a sense of humour, you've got 8 weeks to develop one. Otherwise you're not going to survive.
Beginning the 8-week course is 25-year-old Raina Potter.
This is what I wanted to do for 7 years now, and I suppose it's a dream come true, isn't it?
Raina has been a part-time fireman for 2 years, waiting to be accepted into paramedic training.
A lot of pressure, though. I mean, the most trusted profession on the back of every ambulance. And if I'm going to be in that, well, it's a lot of pressure, and I just hope I do the right thing.
All right, bread and butter. This is what's going to keep you all employed. Sad, but true.
Today's lesson is on heart attacks. Like Jenna, Raina could be restarting a dead patient's heart in 2 months' time.
So if you've got a chest pain patient who's complaining of chest pain and they're feeling a bit dizzy, which I kind of am at the moment, so maybe I should sit down, then you might be suspicious. In fact, I've actually got quite bad chest pain. Someone get me a glass of water? Will someone get me a glass of water?
Real or staged, only 2 of the 50 students go to help.
When we had that scenario before, I don't think anyone knew what was happening at first.
Could somebody see if the viver's in the back or maybe in the ambulance?
Worst place to have a heart attack in a room full of trainee paramedics. Didn't react as well as we all thought we would. So, yeah.
Anyone got a rest break for him?
I got bad chest pain, mate.
You got enough money?
Yeah, it's crushed it. Centre here.
Okay, we're going to do a few things. We'll just have a look on how's the pain at the moment. So
they had enough manpower on the scene, so I thought to myself, well, eventually they're going to need to move the patient, and there's 2 options. We either have the stretcher or the wheelchair thingy.
all right, so can I actually get Wayne, if you don't mind, me a turn hand that arm?
I know you don't.
If it had been the real thing, most of the class would have failed. It's been a brutal lesson, teaching the students how little they know.
It's very, very scary being in an environment where something like that happens and you don't know what to do. It's stressful and scary. When you do know what to do and you've got your tools, you've got your radio and you've got heaps of knowledge behind you, you get in there and you do your job.
On Sydney's leafy North Shore, 35-year-old mother of 3, Rebecca Hegner, starts her new life as a paramedic.
Hi. Nice to meet you too, Chris. I'm feeling more excited than nervous, but feeling very nervous about the first call out.
For Rebecca, it's more than a career. It's a calling.
My father passed away from cancer in 2009, and there was one nurse in particular that made a lot of difference with her compassion towards brightening my dad's day, and that's what made me change the career that I was in and decide to become a paramedic. And I'm glad that I did. It was the best choice that I ever did make.
Ambulance emergency. What's the problem? Tell me exactly what's happened. My husband is diabetic. He's not recognising me. He's shaking and he's not answering his name. Okay, won't be long. Okay.
Rebecca is learning the ropes from senior paramedic Matt Avery. A diabetic collapse is her very first call.
Excellent.
It's Rebecca's first call out as a trainee paramedic.
Hello.
He's not responding to me.
How are we? Okay, I'm going to jump onto the floor.
I couldn't get him on the floor.
When we walked in and saw the patient slumped on the table, it was quite frightening because we didn't know if he was breathing or, you know, exactly what was going on.
What's his name?
Ron.
Ron! Ron!
Ron has been a diabetic since he was 11.
Usually
He's collapsed before, but wife Margaret says this time something's different.
I was watching the news and I spoke to him and he didn't answer me.
Yep.
And I got up and I knew there was something wrong.
That's it, mate.
Usually when he goes into a low,
That's it, mate.
he starts swearing at me when I ask him to have a test.
Right.
And so he was swearing at me, so I thought everything was all right.
We're just going to put some oxygen on.
Ron? How are you, mate? What's happened today, Ron? Your blood sugar's a little bit low, 3.7. I'm going to give you some sugar through a drip.
Normal blood sugar levels sit between 4 and 8. Only slightly low at 3.7. Ron's shouldn't have thrown him into a diabetic coma.
Okay, 10% glucose.
Yep.
Expiry Jan 12.
Fantastic.
And 500 mils.
Yep, 10% glucose.
Raising his sugar levels should return Ron to consciousness.
How you going, Ron? All right, mate?
How long do you expect this to take effect?
It acts straight away, basically, as soon as it hits his veins.
But the drip has been in 3 minutes with no result.
Mate?
Once the sugar started going into his vein, it probably didn't seem like that long, but it felt like a very long time before the patient then actually came around.
If this brings his glucose up, but we don't get a better response out of him, then we'll start looking for other causes. He hasn't had any alcohol at all today?
Yes, we've had a glass of wine with dinner.
Just one glass of wine?
Yes, okay. White wine.
Yeah. Ron, how you feeling, mate? Ron? Ron? Ron?
Finally, signs of recovery.
How you feeling, mate? Your right arm sore, is it, mate? All right, do you want to try and lay on your back for a little bit? There you go, mate. We'll check his sugar again.
6.3.
6.3. That's good.
6.3 puts Ron back in normal range.
And we might try and sit you up. 1, 2, 3. All right.
Seeing this patient from being unconscious and slumped over on the table to all of a sudden, we've got a patient that's having a good old chat to us about what he did today. And it was just it was amazing to see.
Bloody hell, what's all this for?
We're shooting a TV show, documentary on us.
Ah.
You're a star.
They're fantastic, I'll tell you.
But Matt and Rebecca are still concerned there may be other health issues at play.
Now, you sure you don't want to come up to the hospital for us?
Positive, thanks.
Okay, you're going to make an appointment to see your endocrinologist or your GP?
Yep.
Okay.
You're in a fantastic service.
Yep. It's the best job.
Everybody that I've had, they're all fantastic.
Handpicked.
Yep.
Let's go, kids.
2 weeks into Jenna's new life as a paramedic, she's attended scores of call-outs, from assaults to car crashes.
Every day you wake up and wonder what you're going to be doing. No two jobs are the same, no two patients are the same. You can have something really fantastic happen, like a childbirth, or, you know, you can see something terrible happen and your emotions are kind of like a roller coaster every day.
It's Sunday. Jenna and Cleone are off to church. One of the congregation has had a fall from grace.
So we'll take all our gear in and see what's happening. Hopefully it's not in the middle of the service because that makes it a bit awkward.
Just weeks earlier, Jenna learned the importance of communicating with patients.
So somebody's telling you about how much pain they're in, you can certainly empathise with them. Oh, yes, I understand that. But add a gentle touch into that, and now you're really communicating that you do understand and that you do care.
Now Jenna can see theory put into practice.
How did you have your fall, sweetheart?
Cleone has a really good knack with people, no matter what age they are or anything like that. She's really fantastic with dealing with different kinds of people, so that's something I really admire about her.
You were going to the toilet and you lost your footing, did you?
Yeah. And she's 86.
Yeah. When you donked your head, did you lose consciousness? Did you knock yourself out?
No, this on your finger.
All right, let's have a little look at this cut. Oh, that's nothing.
No, that's right, that's not.
If it was someone who was 20, I probably wouldn't even take them to hospital. However, because you're not quite a spring chicken anymore, darling, I'm thinking, yeah, well, you're a summer chook then, all right?
Yeah.
Regardless of Jimmy's place in the pecking order, he still needs to go to hospital.
And if he's donked the wall, he's had a bit of a shake in his brain as well. So they'll need to, if not CAT scan him, but they'll need to actually X-ray him.
Not long since I was there.
What were you there for?
What was I there for? I don't know.
Yeah.
Oh, we took an overdose.
Overdose of what, love? Overdose of laxatives. When was that?
That's only a month ago. A couple 2 weeks
Was
ago.
that? Okay, we'll put it on here. Pull it tight, knit it up together and soak the blood up, and don't frown or it might come off. All right, now.
Makes the job a lot easier when people are just, you know, able to make jokes at themselves and everything.
Jimmy is a newcomer to the congregation and already a favourite.
Does he flirt with all the women?
He kisses all the women in church. That's why he likes coming. He doesn't read the Bible. He goes around kissing all the women. That's why he likes coming.
Yeah, we'll put that past him.
He doesn't read the Bible.
Let's get you to hospital before you kill me. That's funny.
From cardiac arrests to minor cuts and bruises, all in a day's work for a brand new paramedic.
I can't carry it, it's too heavy for you.
It is the highlight of the day getting a patient like that because he's so funny and he puts you at ease and, you know, just makes the job really, really fun and, like, just couldn't stop laughing. It'd be really cool, like, if I could be like them when I'm old like that. I love this job. It's probably the most amazing job I've ever had, and I can see myself doing it for a long time. At least, you know, hopefully till I retire the next 40 years or so.
Coming up on Recruits.
We're paramedics.
Trainee Dan's first hit and run.
He had blood coming out of his mouth.
John attends a psychotic attack.
He seems pretty out of control.
And Jenna, just days into the job.
You never know what you're going to get.
New Year's Eve fallout.
Mate, half your nose is hanging off. It's down to the bone.
Need a stitches.
No.